What's going on, guys? Taking a look here at crude oil futures, August 22's. Crude oil continues to rally after looking quite bearish last week. Can't ignore what the chart's doing, and the chart is heading back to the upside. So things were looking quite bearish on, what was the date here? So this date was the 19th. Was June 17th, and then definitely over on the 22nd. Between those two dates, it looked like the party was over for crude oil. So far the tides have turned and we are heading back up, sitting at 112.31 right now according to TradingView. These quotes are probably slightly delayed. We will see. The closer we get to new highs for crude oil, the more bullish things look, and the more it looks like we'll continue to head higher here for oil anyways. Something I want to point out is, if I can find the correct tool here. So a couple things that could play out. Crude oil, in my opinion, could fail anywhere basically up in here. And what I mean by fail is create a lower high. So we could be, on a vicious, which we are, pretty much a bear rally. So we sold off hard. We're getting a strong bounce. And once we get up into this area, if crude oil is going to fail and continue lower, it's probably going to do it in that area before it reaches a new all-time high up in here. We will have to see. Now, that might not play out. We might just see it continue to rally and create new highs. If that's the case, things are looking very bullish for crude oil, and we'll expect much higher prices. If we start to find some trouble up in here, up into this zone, basically this zone would be give or take 115 to the all-time highs, 120, and things start to roll over, then the party could be over and we'll see an undercut, we'll see a new low, and that'll be it for crude oil. So right now we're kind of in a neutral zone as this thing rallies, basically sitting on the sidelines until it decides what it wants to do. It was looking very bearish not long ago, but cannot ignore the charts. And so far, although still in a neutral position, it is looking more and more bullish as the days go on here. So can't argue with what the chart says, and the chart right now is not as bearish as it was last week. So we're waiting till we basically get up into this zone here and see what happens. And they could really turn on the afterburners and send it right into all-time highs. That should not be ignored. They could also just do a rug pull when we get up here and see couple big down days, and that'll put us back into that bearish scenario. So right now, basically in a neutral zone, but I wanted to bring up a video about crude oil as we continue to rally. Looks like today up about 0.5%. But from our lows, 101, we're basically up $11 or so. So quite the rally on crude oil. If we take a look at Exxon, let's see what's going on over here, just for fun. So Exxon actually looks more bearish than crude oil itself, although something of a concern. At least if you are, if you're bullish on this, then this is good for you. If you're bearish, not so much. We have a gap up in here for Exxon. It looks like that gap would be a low of, looks like the high of that would be 99.79 to fill that gap. So we could definitely see, an $8 to $10 rally from where we're at to close that gap. Then the prices could roll over, or of course they could continue higher. All depends on what crude oil is going to do here. But so far, both in crude oil and Exxon, is we have massive rally, big sell-off, and then, you know, somewhere up in here could be a lower high, and then, you know, the party will be over as we print another lower low. But that's all speculation. Right now, crude oil is rallying, and it should not be ignored. But like I said, sitting in a neutral zone right now until it gets either a little higher or a little lower. So, of course, all of my opinion, not financial advice. I'm sure all of the consumers out there would appreciate lower oil, but if you can't control the market, then you might as well try to jump on board to some of these oil stocks or the oil futures, the oil micro futures, and try to make some money that way. All right, guys, it's going to wrap it up. Take care.